Claude Code Tutorial: Create construction drawings with AI. And when most people hear Claude Code, they think software, Python scripts, web apps, debugging. But Claude Code is an agentic coding tool, which means it works with files, it writes to disk, it executes commands, and it produces structured output in whatever format that you actually need. Now, construction drawings, when you think about it, are just structured data rendered visually, and structured data is exactly what an agentic AI handles well. And in the coming minutes of the video, I'm going to be walking you through the exact workflow for using Claude Code to produce real usable technical drawing files from specifications that you provide dramatically, reducing the time spent on repetitive drafting work while keeping professional judgment exactly where it belongs. Now, before anything else, let's be specific about what you're actually getting from this general workflow, because mismatched expectations are where most beginners get frustrated. Now, you're not getting a hand drawn style AI illustration of a building, you're getting structured technical drawing files like DXF files for import into CAD software, SVG format drawings for review and editing, or data files in whatever format you downstream tools accept. Now, generated through scripted, precise output driven by specifications that you specifically provide. Now, the AI handles the mechanical, repetitive work of turning dimensions and layout decisions into precisely placed geometric elements in a file. You handle the professional judgment, what goes where, what meets code, what is structurally sound. Now, the value here is speed on the repetitive drafting work. The hours spent placing walls, drawing dimension lines, different types of adding annotations to elements whose positions are already decided, not replacement of the architectural or engineering expertise that determined those positions in the first place. So what you're going to do is you're going to come over to your Claude, okay, and you're going to start a new Claude session. Now, once you have done that, you can name it clearly something like some specific project, and you can create that through the projects portal over here. So let's say I'm going to click on new project, and let's call it drawings. So that is what we're calling it. And you can tell it what you are trying to achieve. I want to make construction drawings. So that is what we're going to tell it, and we're going to hit create project. Now you can add this in a folder as well if you want to, and you can do that through editing the details and keeping a folder into this. Now, before writing any instructions, gather everything that you're going to need and have it ready in the same folder: your site dimensions, floor plan measurements, and if you're working from an existing building or plan set, you need any relevant code requirements specific to your jurisdiction. The output format your downstream software accepts and your preferred unit system, imperial or metric, stated explicitly. Specifying units upfront prevents unit mixing errors, which are one of the most common and most costly mistakes in any AI-assisted drafting workflow. Now, the quality of every drawing this workflow produces traces back to the quality of your source data brief. Vague input produces drawings that look plausible but measurable wrong, which is worse than no drawing at all in a professional context because it's not immediately obvious that something is wrong. Your source data is going to actually brief needs. All exterior wall dimensions with measurements stated precisely, not rounded interior partition locations relative to exterior walls with the same precision, etc. So let's say my first generation is going to be draw a blueprint construction map of a, let's go with house. I've given the dimensions: 4 rooms, 4 bathrooms, 1 dining hall, 1 TV lounge, 2 balconies, 2 floors, and let's go with something like 2 kitchen. Okay, so I'm going to give it that, and I'm going to send it in. I'm going to ask Claude to do the things for me. Okay, now the first generation it gives me is going to be pretty dry. It's going to be pretty, over the seas, not something specific or exact, because I haven't asked it something specific or exact. I've simply asked it to draw me something pretty basic right now. Okay, I haven't really given it the dimensions. I haven't given it how the structure should be rounded, cornered, etc. So of course, for it to go into the details, or for it to go actually into the nitty gritties, you're going to want to add in more details. Right now, I've just given it the, general foundation or the draft idea, because once it gives me that, I can iterate it further. I can make changes to that one specific draft. And the reason to work one layer at a time rather than generating everything at once is because each subsequent layer builds on the one before it, and an error in the base layer propagates to every layer above it. So catching a wall that is 6 inches off its specified position on the base floor plan is a simple correction. Catching the same error after you've built structural, mechanical, and electrical layers on top of it, all of which reference the wall's position, is a significantly more involved fix. So as we can see, here is our very own plan. Okay, so we have bathroom with bedroom 1, bathroom with bedroom 2. There's the corridor entry, and you have the dining hall, the kitchen with a balcony and TV lounge. You get the main entrance right here, etc. Okay, so we have a 2,700 square foot creation over here. It's also given us the legend over here with the key indexes of what is what. Now, just to create the base geometry, it depends on you. Okay, this is a general structural blue map, but to add in more things into this and to tell it, give me a better structured output. For that, of course, you're going to want to give proper dimensions for the doors and the rounded corners, etc. Now, of course, once the base floor plan is confirmed accurate, add structural elements as a distinct second layer. Load-bearing walls distinguished from non-structural partitions, column locations with their exact positions relative to the grid, beam spans with sizes and directions, structural elements which get their own layer precisely because they need to be reviewable and editable independently from the floor plan geometry that they reference. Now, your prompt for this layer should reference the confirmed base layer explicitly. So tell Claude what the base layer file name should be. And as you can see, accordingly, it's going to create all those things for you pretty incredibly. So look at that. It gives us a proper idea of what things are going to look like. So, hallway passage, this is the upper floor plan, this is the lower floor plan. And just as so, you can work accordingly. Now, as I said, reiteration is really important because you can't do one thing in one go. You do need to constantly reiterate. And precise source data brief before generating anything. Base floor plan confirmed accurate before adding any layer. Sequential layer by layer review. Specific numeral correction instructions when errors are found. Tested file format compatibility. It all goes on. So yeah, that is pretty much about it for this video. Thank you for watching all the way till the end, and I'm going to be seeing all of you in the next video. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.